I walked into the room expecting luxury. What I found was silence, cold walls, and a presence I couldn't explain. The lights of the strip faded through the blackout curtain, but inside the room, the air felt heavy, as if time had paused. What would happen if someone stayed here for 3 full days, knowing something had gone wrong already? Context in one breath. The story begins in Las Vegas, Nevada, at one of the city's large resort hotels, where a particular guest room has earned a dark reputation. In a city built on risk, glamour, and escape, this one room stands out for the unusual number of tragic incidents reported there over many years. It matters now because millions of tourists still stay in these rooms, and the whispers of a cursed room raise questions about safety, memory, and what we pay for when we pay for luxury. I decided to stay for 72 hours straight, documenting every moment, every sound, every doubt. In 1993, the hotel opened the wing containing the room, and soon after, a guest reportedly died by suicide from a high floor. Lower 3rd, 1995, Las Vegas Sun. Visual, timeline scrub with chapter dots. By the early 2000s, staff began to whisper about Room X and odd events like doors locking by themselves or unexplained cold spots. Visual, evidence card with label Staff Memo 2003. In 2012, a guest staying in the room died of an illness that many believe was linked to that very floor. Lower 3rd, 2012, local news. Over the next decade, more small incidents were reported. Arguments, break-ins, unexplained noises, everything subtle, everything disturbing in its own way. When I arrived, the room had been booked for guests every night, but its reputation meant I booked deliberately, 72 hours, no leaving. Visual, map, diagram, line of sight. The first night I arrived at 9 p.m., check-in was smooth, but the elevator ride up unsettled me. The car paused between floors for an extra 60 seconds. The next morning at 3 a.m., I was woken by a metallic clang, no source visible. At 8:30 a.m., the air conditioning unit shut off for 5 minutes. I was alone, but the room felt watched. By the 48-hour mark, I noticed the mirror fogged on its own while I was showering, even though the steam was minimal. The third night morning, I rose at 4 a.m. and heard footsteps in the hall, though the door was locked. At the 72-hour mark, I left, changed rooms, and found relief. But looking back, I realized the fear had built up slowly, and by the end, I was unnerved, tired, and deeply unsettled. Evidence and verification.